for anyone traveling to the U.S. KRDO News Channel 13's Hannah Knutson joins us now live from the Colorado Springs Airport with more on what it means for international travel. Hannah.
Starting today, any airline passenger wanting to get into the United States will need to present a negative COVID test. This impacts anyone wanting to get back to the Colorado Springs Airport following an international trip. Travelers will now need to present a negative COVID test before coming into the United States. In fact, you can't even get into the country without a negative test.
And that will be checked by that departing international country.
AIDAN Ryan is the Communications and Marketing Manager for the Colorado Springs Airport.
Make sure that you do have a COVID test that is negative prior to flying for an international flight, and that is for anyone over the age of 2. You will need that test, and that test is not getting your results within those first 3 days. It's actually having the test within that 3-day period before you travel.
EUGENE NIEVES was traveling through the Springs Airport on his way to Seattle when we asked him about a policy that many countries have had in place for a long time.
It's way past overdue. I mean, it's been, I imagine, a year now.
Do you think there should be tests between states as well and domestic travel?
I sure do.
There are some countries like Mexico that don't require a negative COVID test. AIDAN tells travelers, know before you go.
It is best to check with your airline as well as that country to what the verification is for arriving to that country, and then knowing that when you're returning to the U.S. that you will need that verification of a negative COVID test within that 3-day period of taking that test.
So whether you're traveling internationally for work or vacation, have a plan in place for a COVID test when you get to your destination. The CDC will allow people who have had COVID to show proof of their recovery instead of a negative COVID test. If this applies to you, check with your healthcare provider on how to show proof of that recovery during your international travels. Reporting live in Colorado Springs, Hannah Knutson, KRDO News Channel 13.